On September 11th, I was about 10 feet from where I'm sitting right now. I was in this apartment where I've lived since 1991, and I just got out of the shower when I heard a tremendous crash. And it was quite obvious that something catastrophic had happened, so I ran out onto the deck, which is right behind me here, this little terrace, and people downstairs on the street, we live on the third floor, people downstairs on the street were running sort of in both directions. It was fascinating, still is to this day. The World Trade Center is 3 blocks in this direction, and my windows face in this direction, so it's facing the other way. People coming from this side, they had seen it happen, so they were running away. People coming from this direction had heard it, and they were running towards it. Anyway, somebody looked up and saw people, I guess, standing out on their decks and shouted up, "They just blew off the top 10 floors of the World Trade Center." Anyway, I ran downstairs with my camera. I've been a photographer for most of my life, and I had a camera sitting right by the front door, and I just grabbed it and ran downstairs, and I took the very first pictures that I presume you'll see in the presentation. And those were probably some of the very first pictures taken of the event, because it was less than a minute into it. And you can just very clearly see a few things which are memorable. One is just that it was the most beautiful day you could ever imagine. The bluest sky, the most perfect temperature, and beautiful, beautiful day. And of course the hole in the building, which was pretty much the shape of an airplane, very little smoke or anything like that yet. One of those acts of kindness, and one of the ones that I've thought about the most in the years that have followed, was a visit that we had from a few truckloads of people from Louisiana outside of New Orleans. They came up, and in the public school directly across the street from our home, they set up barbecues and amplifiers and tents and lights, and they turned the few weeks that they were here into sort of a combination of a party and a New Orleans style funeral, and a way to just comfort and feed the people who either lived here and were living in pretty horrible conditions, or even worse, the people who were working down in the pit, and what was first a rescue and then for many months after that a cleanup. These guys were working in horrible conditions. It was just smoky and hot, and they would be able to come out, as would we who lived here, and get fed a bowl of jambalaya or gumbo or all sorts of other great things that they cooked up, all the while playing music and sort of making a party out of it. And I recall a number of times people being asked by visitors whether they thought it was odd they were making such a party out of this event, and they said, "No, we're from Louisiana. We recognize that people died here, and this is how we celebrate death down there, and we're just trying to bring it here. We know this is hallowed ground, and we're doing it the way we do it." Having my photographs used for this presentation and accompany this beautiful music is really quite meaningful to me, as I think back on the events of 10 years ago and a lot of what's gone on down in this neighborhood in the 10 years which have transpired since then. A lot has changed, and a lot of the businesses that are in the background of the pictures that I took aren't there anymore.
Thank you.